going to show you some of the stuff that I have that's my own version of That's from Disneyland. It's not to the degree of what Richard Kraft has in his collection, but it's still some pretty cool things, and I thought you'd like to see them. Okay, one of the first things I'm going to show you is this Kodak picture spot. It's very cool. It is a double-sided sign from Disneyland, and on the other side of it, it has written Dumbo. So I'm assuming that it was somewhere near Dumbo, based on what's written in pencil on it. The next item here is, this is Swift & Company. That used to be where Starbucks is today. And anyways, it's just a metal tin. It's pretty old, obviously. And above it, this is a deliveries only sign from the Swift building as well, Swift & Company. Okay, I also have this cool information booth right there. That's pretty cool. And then in more recent years, they've sold these trash cans, which I have a number of those. And then this is the old monorail replica that used to be there at Disneyland. Here's another look at the trash cans and the monorail up from the other angle. Now next to those, there's an old popcorn container, which is ceramic, so it's not the real paper one. And then this cup also from long ago. Again, these are ceramic. This is a big e-ticket that is rather cool that I have here. Now you're looking at Walt Disney's barn. This is an actual piece from the barn. Before they ended up moving it, they did replace some pieces, so this was an actual piece from the barn. And then they have a very cool pin. I'll go close. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. There's some glare too from the glass with a Carolwood pin that they put on there. So very cool. And there's what it says underneath. And then up above, this is an actual piece of track from Walt Disney's yard. Now some of the areas that we've done, we've kind of redone this wall, all these walls, and trying to put them somewhat in an order. So right here is the Pirates of the Caribbean. This is something that I got not too long ago at Disneyland. Of course I put it in a frame, but it's pretty cool. And this is really cool, and I'll press the button and you will hear what it says.
And mark well the words, ladies. Dead men tell no tale.
So that's pretty cool. And then down here, although there's some glare, there we go. There's a plate, it's hard to see, there we go. There's a plate, Pirates of the Caribbean, and of course, one of the best scenes that they never should have taken out. But it has the redhead and the auctioneer in the auction scene. So now you're looking at, of course, the stretching room poster that I have here. It has all four of the stretching room portraits all on one deal. And then next to that is the sign from the Haunted Mansion there. That is quite cool. Below that is Slewfoot Sue's Golden Horseshoe sign. Back when the Golden Horseshoe was called Slewfoot Sue's. Hard to say. And then down below, I really like this sign. Something I got at Disneyland several years ago. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Frontierland Railroad Station, and Rafts to Tom Sawyer Island. This is Ezra, which is one of the hitchhiking ghosts, but he's also the Hatbox Ghost. He's the same ghost. And we kind of added this wig and the cape, and this hat was purchased at Disneyland a few years ago. So he's kind of cool. And above the door is a sign that you would probably recognize as you enter Disneyland. And then just kind of off to the side, People Mover, really do miss this attraction. So I have that picture there. And then on the other side of the sign I'll show you. And here is a picture of the House of the Future, which is pretty good, cool. And if you go to Disneyland today, you can still find the base to this. It's kind of got some camouflage on it, but if you look for it, you can find it. Okay, now you're looking at the Opera House, and the reason I have this picture is because I have a couple letters that used to be on the Opera House. When they replaced them, I have an H, and then from Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, I have a T. So if you haven't noticed, we're kind of into the Main Street area. This is the Disneyland Railroad sign. This Pluto sign is really cool because that's just like Pluto would wear. Got a lot of things years ago and they're pretty cool. And then this Lost Parents sign that I got at Disneyland a few years ago. Okay, if you look here, we have Oshesky little miniatures, and I have more of them that I will be showing you. So there's the Moonliner, the old Disneyland sign, and the House of the Future. And then down below it, here's what I have of Main Street. Pretty cool. Then below the shelf is this Disneyland sign that's from the mailbox from Main Street. And then this For Your Safety sign, that is from the horseless carriage that goes up Main Street. And then I got this a few years ago, or a year or so ago, when the electrical parade returned to Disneyland for the last time. And it's kind of cool. Then if you go over here, this is a plaque, just what that tells, you know, welcome. This is what Walt Disney had said on opening day. So I've had that for many years as well. Okay, here's more Osheskis, and they are also part of Main Street. Most of what I have is of Main Street, but I'll show you, I have at least one more that is not Main Street. Right now you're looking at an actual leaf that was from Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. And then next to that, of course, then that changed to Tarzan's Treehouse. This is an actual page from a book that you can see at Disneyland. So this was probably a replacement when they need to replace the book. And then down below, now we're going to the Jungle Cruise. This is a map, and you can ask for one of these at Disneyland. And I put it in a frame, and it really looks nice, I think. So this is one of the coolest things that I have, and it's from the Jungle Cruise. And this is an original elephant skin from one of the elephants when they did a refurbishment. Very, very cool. And then, well, down below, here's a picture of elephants from the Jungle Cruise. Next to that, I have a picture of Walt Disney holding a Jungle Cruise boat. And below that, I have this sign that's much like the poster, the old Jungle Cruise poster. Here is a Space Mountain poster. I ordered this from Disneyland and then it got sent to my house. Space Mountain is one of my favorite rides. So we're in Tomorrowland, as you can see, and then this is the Submarine Voyage that now became Nemo's. And then the monorail, these are all posters. And the last one is Carousel of Progress. Now each one of these were autographed by Bob Gurr. Okay, this is a trash can decal from Tomorrowland from many years ago, and I just put it in a frame. Now I put this Mickey Mouse Club little sign up here because the Mickey Mouse Club used to be at Disneyland, and it was where Pinocchio's daring journey is today. Okay, now this is a picture of Jiminy Cricket, and it is signed by one of the guys that used to be the voice for Jiminy Cricket, Eddie Carroll. This sign here that says tokens for lockers may be purchased at the Kodak film kiosk adjacent to restrooms. This was from Fantasyland. And next to that is It's a Small World. This is the World's Fair from the 1964-1965 World's Fair, when Small World was there before it came to Disneyland. So this was an album. And a very cool thing that's going to be kind of, it's probably going to glare, is this piece right here is a section from It's a Small World from Disneyland, and it's very cool. And then of course here's Pinocchio in front of that marionette. Now this is supposed to be the most realistic Pinocchio ever made, and they ended up they stopped production on them because they cost too much to make. But it's very cool. If you've seen at Disneyland where you put in a quarter, you will see Pinocchio and you can make him dance, and it's basically this exact same marionette. The coloring of the wood may be different, or he may be painted at Disneyland, but other than that it looks like pretty much the same thing. This pennant here is from the 1960s, and below that is, I really like this, it's called a kepi cap, and these were souvenirs that you could buy for your kids, and I believe 1955, 1956, they could have gone further than that in years, but very cool. This one's in pretty good shape. As you can see, it's got Disneyland right there on the brim of it. And then it's got each of the different lands. You got Fantasyland. Over here you got Adventureland, Tomorrowland. And it's upside down, but it's Frontierland there. Below that, I have a actual stroller parking. This would be from the submarines Finding Nemo. This is an America Sings album. It's very cool. And then next to that is a picture from Disneyland. It might have been like a press picture. Anyways, this dog, who now is in Splash Mountain. Anyways, if you look at these pots right there, take a close look at them. They're sitting on a table right there. And the bottom one is really hard to see in the picture, but you can see the top one rather well. Now I actually own those pots, and I will show you them. Though they are not in very good condition, I will show you them next. Okay, so here are those pots. They're in rough condition, but they're still pretty cool. One of my favorite things that I do have from the park. And then underneath that, it's actually glued to the table. That's a piece of the table that was in that picture that you saw. And then behind that, there's the Moonliner model. Okay, this is another really cool thing that I have. This is the Abraham Lincoln life mask that Disneyland used to make the 2009 version of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. My understanding is they redid him in 2009, and this is the mold that they used to help create that animatronic. Along with Abraham Lincoln's head, I also have one of his hands. These were something that I won on eBay, but I did not win the other hand, so I got one hand and his head. But the head is the coolest. Okay, right here is called a mouse car, much like an Oscar. This is for Disney employees, and they put a plate down below with their name on it to tell what they did, or what they're being awarded for. So it's pretty cool. Okay, back in the back, these were electrical parade actual lights that were used many years ago. I've got like 5 of them, as you can see there. Pretty cool. That other little can there got some candy in it. Gummy Mickeys, I think they were. But it says 60th anniversary. It's just kind of a cool collectible. These are just a couple of buttons that I have. Okay, since there are so many different things that are on this shelf here, I'm just going to kind of show them to you. Some things I may talk about, others I may not, but at least you can see some of it. This Donald Duck hat is from the 50s, maybe 60s, I'm not sure. But as you can tell, it looks very old. There's a yo-yo back there. Partner statue. This horse is supposedly from Frontierland. I just haven't found out yet exactly where it might have been. And these gloves are cool because this is Zorro was a big deal in the when the park opened, and they actually had Zorro come there at times. And the cool thing about these gloves is they're brand new, and they actually have the original tag on them. Below this is a horseshoe, and I don't know that you can see it, but it actually has Disneyland stamped on the horseshoe. This is just some of the redhead things, collectibles that I have. This, of course, is from the Haunted Mansion. These glasses are like the Haunted Mansion glasses. They're not actually from the Haunted Mansion, but they're the exact same ones that you would see at the Haunted Mansion on the dining room table. This is the door to Club 33. This was like an ornament that I got. And then this is an Olszewski, probably the last one that I have to show you. Very cool. It's the Haunted Mansion. Probably my favorite one that I have of those. Behind the Haunted Mansion, this is the weather vane, much like the Haunted Mansion has. This was something for the 40th anniversary. I believe it was the 40th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion. And then going up from there, these are Oswald. This is a drawing of Oswald. I added the 1927 to it because that's when Oswald was first seen and created. And then we have this cool picture of Oswald from Disneyland. And it's also got these signatures on it and a cool pin that comes with it. And then this is from D23. We went to D23 in 2013, and they gave these limited edition pictures out, and it's very cool because it has all the old characters, or a lot of the old characters, that is. Okay, and then I got this Disneyland sign from Disneyland. I got Oswald, and this is Pie-Eyed Mickey and Minnie, and they've got their old tickets, much like the E-tickets, A, B, C, D, E tickets in their hands. And then I got Goofy over here. Goofy is acting, or is being like Bert from Mary Poppins, and has some cool pictures on the side of the drum there. But I really like this a lot. And then inside the china cabinet, I have this Oswald, which was pretty cool. It was from the Disney store. Next to that is Walt Disney. When he came to California, you can see this statue at DCA. Here are some Olszewski. You got Big Al, you got the Submarine Voyage, Golden Horseshoe. This is the Matterhorn, the Carousel, and there is the Autopia. Next to that is the, it's just a little astro orbiter. And then behind that, this cool thing is the mine train. This is very cool. And also down below you'll see the People Mover as well. The turkey plate has nothing to do with anything as far as Disney goes. And then there's Pluto bobblehead. Okay, this Mickey Mouse is very cool. He's got hands that you can trade out his hands. I think he's got like 3 sets total. But he looks exactly like you would see Mickey Mouse at the park. And then in front of that, that's a picture holder, 100 years of Walt's 100th birthday, that is. And then behind that is the letter H. This was from the Opera House. And there's a better view of the H there behind Mickey. Then we'll go down to the last shelf here. Here are a couple of Oswald mugs, and then in front of that is Mickey Mouse from the cartoon Plane Crazy. Behind that is a T from Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln sign. There's another look at the T, and then even cooler than the T is the R, and that is from Pirates of the Caribbean. Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, there is once again the redhead and the auctioneer. And this is just a postcard of how Pirates of the Caribbean used to be before they built the bridge and all, many years ago. And this is from the Jungle Cruise. It's just a statue like that's very cool. And then Jiminy Cricket is over there sitting on a matchbox. Here's another view of Jiminy Cricket, and I purchased him at Disneyland. He's pretty cool. And here's just a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse sign, or picture, I guess. Below that, I like this a lot. The Tower of Terror from California Adventure. Pretty cool picture. Next to that, I do have the poster right there. It's a ride that never should have been removed, in my opinion. Today I picked up this magazine. Mickey's going to be turning 90 pretty soon, so they have the Life magazine, so you might be looking for this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you share it with your friends. If you have other friends that are into Disneyland, they might want to see all this stuff. It is a lot of stuff, but quite honestly, it's probably about half of what I have. It's just the stuff that I have displayed. It's fun to collect this stuff, but I've got a lot of it. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you put a like. That shows me that you did like this video and that you do care. Make sure that you also consider subscribing. You can do that right now. And along with subscribing, if you are a subscriber or you're subscribing now, make sure you click that notification bell, because you do not want to miss a thing. And until next time, we will see you. Bye, guys.